Okay, it says we are live right now. Let's just double check, make sure. If you can hear me, I want you to leave a comment. Let me know that you can hear me. I know some individuals have said that they cannot hear me when I'm doing these live YouTube lessons. And I do have my microphone right there. Others have said that they can hear me just fine, so I think it might be an issue with an individual's computer or with their laptop, their phone. But let me know if you can hear me. Leave a comment below. I'm going to check on here and see if I can hear as well. Okay, let's see. And see if I can hear as well. So on my device I can hear. Okay, Denise says I can hear you. Good. So I've had individuals who have said that they cannot hear, but it seems like I can hear just fine. And so many of you are saying you can hear. I think it's their individual device which may be giving them some problems. I am going to be getting some new mics that will, and this is a very high quality, expensive lavalier mic, but I'm going to get some additional new mics that I'm going to be using. So we're going to see if we can have multiple mics to help cover. And right now I'm using a different camera than what I do. Let's see, I can always hear you. It's the syncing of the hands. That is one of the problems that we have had. So we're going to be fixing that. The problem is when you are live streaming something, and I've had to learn this, if you live stream something at a very high def, then other individuals who may not have a high definition system, I have an iMac and it's really high def, has high processing speeds, but if I try to stream with a high def stream where I'm at 1080 or higher up to 4K on everyone else's device, it won't stream properly. And I'm just figuring that out and trying to, so I'm actually going to be filming in a lower resolution, so then it will be able to sync up on everyone's. I'm still going to use a higher def camera. I'm not using my high def camera right now just because I wanted to sync everything up. But part of the problem is when we have the overhead syncing up with what we're doing, sometimes the microphone, there's a latency and a lag. And part of that has been the computer plugged into the wall with the Ethernet, but it's created some interesting problems with the stream. So I apologize about that. When I film something and I record it and then I go and edit and I put everything together, we don't have that problem ever because I can adjust and align and make sure everything is synced up. But when you're live streaming, it's a different beast altogether. So I apologize about that. Right now, let's see, we have 7 people watching right now. Leave a comment. Let me know where you are watching this video from, whichever part of the world, and let me know what you would like to learn. Like this video, give it a thumbs up, and share it with family and friends. But in today's video, I had more individuals who asked if I could teach. Yesterday I started doing a little bit with right-hand improvisation. So right now I'd like to do more about how to embellish the right hand with licks and riffs and patterns, where we can take a simple piece from one of my books. I'll use this one as an example with a fake book. I'll play what is written and then I'm going to embellish the right hand like crazy. So let's go to the overhead view and I'll show you what I mean. Okay. Now let's see if this is syncing up. So that's better. A little better than it has been. So that's a little better, syncing up with that. Oh, Denise, Virginia, that is wonderful. I'm in Utah right now. So let me let's do a Christmas one from my fake book. What I would like to do is we'll do a simple little Christmas song, Bring a Torch, Jeanette Isabella. Usually when I ask younger students, they've never even heard of this Christmas song, but we're in 3/4 time signature, and we do Bring a torch, Jeanette Isabella, bring a torch to, torch to the cradle, cradle run. I need to look at what the words are first. It is Jesus, good folk of the village, Christ is born, and Mary calls us beautiful is the mother, beautiful is the son. So that's kind of a fun old French carol, Bring a Torch, Jeanette Isabella. We're in 3/4 time signature. So that is what we are doing what I'm going to do with the right hand, we're going to start to embellish. Now, do you see what I'm doing with my right hand? We're going to talk about embellishing the right hand and adding quite a bit where I can change and do more with the right hand. The right hand melody, well, I can always take that. Here, I'm taking my perfect fifth interval, C to G. Now, I'm adding the B because it goes down. See how we move to that B? That first line, B is the lowest note. So I'm going to use this as some embellishment. See how I'm rocking G, B, C, F, B, C, E, B, C, D, C. Now I went down to the G because the second chord is a G chord. We start with a C major chord, and then we go to a G chord, and then we go back to a C chord to the G chord. Oh, hold on. Sorry. I could hear a noise and I thought, what is that noise? And I forgot to turn my volume down on my phone, so I was hearing myself speak. That was weird. But that is what we are doing. if you notice, when we went to the C major chord, I'm primarily dancing around with the C major chord, and then when we went to the G major chord, I'm using the G major chord, and this is when we went to Jeanette Isabella. What I'm doing is taking those notes and breaking them apart. You can do outside intervals, inside intervals. See that? So this is a C major chord to a G major chord. Now this is C major, root first, second inversion. This is G major in root position. So if I break those apart, I'm doing E, G, C, then I play D, B, G. See how we're doing that? See, and we're trying to keep the melody in there because we want the melody. We want the melody to stand out. But you can dance around the melody by embellishing the right hand. Now if you notice, sometimes I'm just going up according to the major scale. In this case, there's C major. Well, if we're playing a G major chord, I'm going to go up according to the mode, because G major scale would have an F sharp. I'm going to play with the F. That is a mode. I don't play like my. This is G mixolydian. See how anytime you have a half note or a whole note and you're just holding that tone, instead of just holding it, you may as well create some movement. You can go up and down with your scales, going all the way up, going all the way down. So when I went from the C chord to the G chord, instead of holding that G chord, I wanted to create movement. So I'm using a G mixolydian mode, which just means I'm going from G to G, playing all white keys. I don't have my F sharp, which would be my G major scale, which is G Ionian mode. I just want to do G mixolydian mode because we're in the key of C. That is what we are doing. We're creating movement with the right hand. Now with my left hand, I was just doing a pattern. In this case, I think I was doing 1, 5, 8, or C to C, which is the octave interval. Sometimes I did 1, 5, 8, 9, 10, which is C, G, C, D, E. Just because I wanted this to be more of a flowing pattern. See that? 1, 5, 8, 9, 10. you always, whenever you're embellishing, you want to have your melody have pivot points, where we're pivoting from one note to another. A simple way to do this is, if I'm trying to use G as a pivot point, I could have my melody up here, but I'm going to use G as the pivot. And then maybe with E minor, I would play B as a pivot point. See, I'm taking the notes from the chord and using those to pivot or rock back and forth. Now here, I'm going down according to sixth intervals. See how I'm rocking? My melody is going back to that G every time. Now I'm doing an accent on the melody. So go to D minor there, I went to F. See, now I can start to really embellish, and I'm adding more and more notes. And you could go all the way up and down, but with the right hand, see, and with my right hand, I'm doing a lot of this movement where I'm pivoting, rocking back and forth from one to the next. It's very, very effective. It's very, very simple, but it's very helpful when you are arranging any type of music. I would try to work on that. What I would have you do is take a chord, think like you have a melody. Now, of course, any notes, random notes you play, it would turn into a song. Lullaby, lullaby, da 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 da. You know, you could just start to pick out, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play that G, F, E, but I'm going to rock back and forth with a C. I'm trying to practice this pattern of having a pivot point. And you could do, this is C major root position, you could do first inversion, you could do second inversion, I'm using these 3 notes, and I did add the F just for fun, but I'm using those 3 notes, and I'm using G as my pivot point. So I played E, G, D, G, C, G, D, G. Okay? Oh, let's see. Are those eighth notes when we rock back and forth? Yes. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. These are eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now you may lose your breath trying to actually count it out loud. It's effective to count it out loud, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to practice pivoting like that. Now, same thing if I'm doing a run, I could do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and as eighth notes. If I want to go even faster, I could do 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. But again, you would have to speed that up as you're going up and down. If you have a song or a piece where you're playing and it stopped on a C, instead of just holding that C, maybe you would want to hit the C up top and then do and have that as a transition point to lead you into your new chord or key change or whatever you're trying to do. So, simple ideas that you can do. Let me go back to the front right here. Hopefully that made sense. Hopefully this tutorial helped you get an idea of how you can take the right hand and start to embellish it. And the nice thing is you can keep the melody and maintain the integrity of the melody, but you are really dancing around. And you're moving up and you're moving down, and you can pick notes as pivot points. And the right hand can start to embellish and enhance the melody, and then the left hand can just do different patterns going up and down. And it's fun because what happens is it takes your music from this level, takes it up to another level, but it's not as difficult as people think, which is wonderful. I need to actually end this video now because I need to start a new video lesson for the members of the Essential Piano Exercise course. So those of you who are members, we're going to be starting that video lesson, and it'll be from now until probably 12. It'll probably be an hour and a half, maybe more, for this lesson that we're going to be doing in the Essential Piano Exercise group for the members. I'll be doing that in the Facebook group, and then those who can't watch it within the private Facebook group, I will upload it to the membership site so you can watch it later. But I'm going to be talking about how to embellish in between chords, in between measures, in between choruses, and in between verses. If you are playing a song that has a verse like a hymn, I'm going to show as an example a hymn, and how within each verse, in between each verse, you can do an embellishment to change the style, and also how to change keys and how to embellish and have a fun modulation from one key to the next. We're going to talk about that within the course. So if you are a member, go over to the Facebook page and we're going to start doing that. I'm just going to end this video with my poetry that motivates. I'd like to read a poem today, and this one is titled At the End of the Day. And so this is on page 27 from my book, and it's At the End of the Day. Tally up the marks you've made today, both the good and the bad and the unsure. How do you think you fared today? Are you good and virtuous and pure? No one lives a life free from mistakes. Everyone stumbles and falls. Everyone struggles and is bruised and scarred. Heartache and frustration always calls. So if at the end of your imperfect day unpleasant marks have been hurled your way, stand up tall and know you've done your best. That is all anyone can ever say. So that is the inspirational, motivational message for the day from my book, Poetry That Motivates. I'd love to have you check that out. You can check that out on Amazon. It's also on my website as a PDF book. Let's see, Kevin, any best way to pick pivot points? I would start picking a pivot point from the notes within the chord. If you have a C major chord and you're starting where you have an E in the melody up on top, I would pick, to begin with, G as a good pivot, because you have more notes that you can actually use. So if you pick G as a pivot point, then you can actually use everything between G and E. So you could use G, A, B, C, D, E. Now, that's when you're inverted, and instead of root position, you're in second inversion because the melody is up on top. But then, I can do so much more with the pivot points. If I'm doing, let's say A is my melody, well, if I have A as my melody, then I would probably pick C as a pivot point, because I'm thinking of an A minor chord that relates to that melody, or I could do an F major chord, which would relate to that melody as well, because if it's a minor sounding, I would use A minor. If it's major sounding, I would use F major, because the pivot point is still C. And then I can use every note between C and A as a kind of rocking point. So I can go up or down. Does that make sense? So, kind of a simple explanation, but that way you can start to use the notes from within the chord. Kevin, thanks. Oh, good. Perfect. Let me know what you would like to learn. Leave a comment below, and then I will come out with a brand new video. I'm only doing this for the next few weeks. It'll be Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock. We're doing a new live piano lesson that I'm streaming every Monday through Friday for the next few weeks. But leave a comment below and let me know what you would like to learn, and then we'll create a video and we'll teach you how to do whatever you want to learn how to do on the piano, that is. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Check out my Essential Piano Exercise course. It's essentialpianoexercises.com, and you can learn more about the course. Right now I'm going to jump over and go to every Friday at 10:30. We usually start. I'm a little late right now, but we do an hour to an hour and a half long piano lesson where I'm teaching them, and it's just for the members of the Essential Piano Exercise course, but it's in a private Facebook group that we do. And then I upload all of those videos and put them within the Essential Piano Exercise course for the members who could not watch those videos live. But I'm going to be doing that right now. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. See you. Bye.